Guess what time it is? It's time to pack for a cruise. Yay, I'm so happy. I'll be leaving in a month. So I've been going over some of my must-haves and making sure I have everything that I must have. As you know, I went on one last year and I found some things that I definitely wish I had taken, and some things that I'm glad I did take, and some things I'm glad I took and I didn't need, if you know what I mean. So let's get started. I'll show you what I've got ready so far. And a reminder, this is not for anybody but myself. I'm not traveling with anyone that I have to be responsible for. I'm traveling with some other grown women, and so this is just things that I think I'm going to need myself. Now, if you're packing for a family, or if you're a couple traveling, you might want to, twerk it a little bit. Twerk it? Tweak it. You don't twerk, you tweak, right? You might want to tweak it a little bit. Yeah, that's it. Tweak it. Tweak it if you need it. So this is my process. Everything I'm going to need, I put on my bed. I make a list for myself. I lay it out on the bed, make sure that I've got everything before I pack. So this is basically how I do it. I highly recommend e-bags, whether you're cruising or whatever the travel is, flying, whatever. E-bags, they have helped me out so much and helped me get organized. I used to hate packing. I would get real anxious about traveling, and the more I've traveled, the more I've learned, and how to stay organized, and this is a big part of it. Normally when I travel, I'll take a roll-on bag, carry-on bag that rolls, but because we're going to be going on a cruise, I didn't want to be confined with that. It just seemed like it was more confining to me, and this way I just can put everything I need in then just this bag, because when you get on the boat, you're going to want to have your things that you absolutely have to have in the event, say they lost your luggage and you didn't get it till 1 in the morning. This is a shoulder bag that I got from eBags, the eBags brand, and I love it. I do have a review on this bag. I'll try to remember to link it down below, but it's just over the shoulder. It's heavy duty. I know it's not cute, but when you're out on excursions, you really need to have some type of bag that is comfortable and zips up, in my opinion, because you just can't be too cautious when you're out in a different country and you really don't know where you are. You're definitely going to want a hat of some kind. I've got several. This is just one of them that I took last year and I loved it. I like to have an extra set of readers just in case I lose my glasses or something. At least I've got readers, and I just keep these in my luggage. I like to carry just a little spray bottle of some sort and put water in it, and when I start getting too hot, I just spray it on my body. This is a luggage. Whenever I travel by air, I always take a luggage scale with me just to make sure that I'm not overweight when I'm coming or going. Of course, I want my luggage to be lighter when I'm traveling to someplace, because if I buy any little souvenirs or whatever, that's going to add up. So just take that luggage. I always lock my luggage, and these are TSA approved. So, and I really do like these. Really nice. I also carry tape. This is painter's tape, and what I use this for is I tape all my liquids. I'll show you that here in a little bit, but I tape the lids to all my liquids so they won't spill. You don't want spillage in your luggage. Depending on where you're cruising, you're going to need a passport, so be sure and get a passport. And this is just a little travel alarm clock that I love it. It just lights up, and it really comes in handy. So I'm glad I took that last time, and I will definitely take it again. This is just a lingerie, where you put your lingerie in to wash. And I like to take it just for if I have something wet bathing suit or whatever. I'll just put that in there because I don't want it to get stinky. I like to take my Kindle. This is the old kind, but it still works and I love it. And of course my plug-in. There's my iPad with a plug-in, and there's also a case that I use. And I'm going to put both of my plug-ins in these little bags that I got. I think these came from, yeah, these were Brighton, just Brighton jewelry. And I'm just going to keep these in the bags, and then that way I can just keep it in my purse and they'll all be together. If you buy a dream package, you're going to get one of these anyway. And I haven't decided if I'm going to buy one or not yet. But whether I do or not, I'm going to take this along with me. It's just something to keep your water in nice and cold when you're out by the pool. So I highly recommend taking something to keep your, to keep your drink cold. And oh my gosh, this I'm so glad that I had last time. Did you know that there are flying fish in the ocean? There really are flying fish out there. Anyway, these are just some really teeny tiny binoculars. And I keep them, this is another Brighton bag. I just keep them in there and then keep my binoculars in my purse because there are so many things to see. So don't forget your binoculars. If you've seen any videos that tell you what you need to pack for a cruise and they say power cords, they mean it. Take an extra one. You'll be glad you did. These just live in my suitcase, and as long as they're good, I'll just keep them and use them over and over again. They're gallon-size Ziplocs. They're quart-size Ziplocs. I think I have some sandwich-size Ziplocs. This is just some of that tape, some of my painter's tape that I have on there. You always find a use for the Ziploc bags, and these just live in my suitcase. I normally don't use lanyards. I don't have any purpose for them. But when you're on a cruise, boy, do you have a purpose for a lanyard. Especially if you don't have pockets. They'll give you a little card and you put it in here. It looks like a credit card or driver's license. And you stick it in here, and that's your room key. That's your money for the boat. It's your ID to get on and off the boat. Yeah, you need it for pretty much everything, so always keep it with you. And I found that having a lanyard around my neck, this one's not, they've got some really pretty ones, jewelry looking ones. This one, it's not so pretty, but I used it when we were on excursions, and it really did come in handy. So I highly recommend having some sort of lanyard. Now you can buy one on the ship, and they have some gorgeous ones. But this is what I used, and it worked fine. I don't know if you can see these. These are luggage tags. I use these for when I was getting on the ship. They give you, they give you luggage tags that you can just staple on and tape on. And I was just a little bit worried about, well, honestly, about them staying on. And from what I saw, there wasn't a problem. You don't have to have these. But these just kept things a little bit neater. And you just put your little, your luggage tag in here, and then just put it around your handle to your luggage. And they're nice. I'm glad I have them. This is just a little zip folder that I bought at the Dollar Tree. And I keep, this is my folder that I keep all my cruise information in. It's upside down. And what I've done is just put all my notes, like my cruise shopping list, things that I need to, my checklist, my lists. My tickets and everything are in here. My airline tickets, my actual cruise tickets, things that I need. Sail away, pass, I think is what they call it. All that stuff is going to be in here. And information on excursions that I want to take. And then I will put it in this bag just for safekeeping, just so that nothing falls out. I had put it in here without having it in a folder, but to be honest, they were airline tickets and things like that, and I just really didn't like having them just out, so I'm just keeping them in here for now. And anyway, just a folder of some sort, I guess is what I'm trying to say, to keep all your things together. And this is wonderful because it ziplocks. So when I get ready to go, I could just put all my information in here, and I'm on my way. This is a water-resistant watch. It's just a little cheapy. I kept it buttoned on or clipped on to my bag all the time. I never it was either on my bag or on my wrist. But I've got a nicer watch that I like to use on my wrist, so I just kept this on my bag, you know, when I was in on the ship. And then when I was in port, of course, I kept it on my wrist. So you don't want to be late getting back on that boat. That is for sure. They will not wait on you. And another thing that I suggest, anyone that has any type of medical condition, that if something were to happen, you know, you would need somebody to know. And since I travel alone, I always wear my medical ID bracelet. And I highly recommend that if you're alert, you have allergies, or if you have some type of medical condition that people will need to know about in the event of an emergency, wear your ID bracelet or a necklace or just something to let people know. And one quick note, I've had several ladies ask me about getting motion sickness, and I'm kind of prone to getting motion sickness, to be honest. But I got these patches, and you wear them behind your ear. They're from the dock, and I have these left over because I only had to use them for the first few days that we were out, and I never got sick. So I'm taking a couple of more patches just in case. I'm going to have them on when we leave. And that way, if the water is choppy or something, you know, I'm protected. And then if I feel like I don't need them for the rest of the cruise, I just won't use them. So anyway, that people were asking about it, and I did get these from the doctor. Last year, I used this as a toiletries bag. This year, I'm using it for something a little bit different. These are my must-haves that you need to remember to take if you go on a cruise. Some of it's fun, some of it's not so fun, but you might need them. And this is just a mesh, and anything that will not leak I've put in here. Anything that has a possibility of leaking or is wet I put in here. And then this is just a flashlight and you know, just some few other ditties. I'm going to empty this out, and then we'll go over what I've packed in this bag. Okay, everything that was in here is right here. These are important. I highly recommend taking some type of clips. They are it's so windy up there by the pool, and if you want to, even when we were on shore, when we were at one of our excursions, I used these too. I just threw them on, you know, threw them in my bag. They just clip your towels down to your chair, and I cannot tell you, these were just so handy. And not only that, they're good to hang your bathing suits up and stuff in your stateroom, you know, when you want to have things, you know, get things to dry out. Also have a little emergency sewing kit here. A lint roller. These are just some small clips. These are sticky notes. This is naproxen, just any type of pain reliever. I prefer these Bonine. These are for motion sickness, and I did use them a couple of times. It's really mostly just for nausea, just to be on the safe side. One night I remember I used them, and I highly recommend just at least taking these, even if you don't think you're going to get sick. Go ahead and take them. Just some extra Kleenex. Most of the places that I went, I can't remember not having any toilet paper, to be honest. All the facilities were really, really clean. But, you know, always have Kleenex. And this is just a little bag of medicines that I take. So let's empty it out, and I'll show you what I got. This is Imodium, just in case. You just never know when you're out and about what's going to happen. So I bought that. These are wonderful. They're just little fur blisters, the little rubby things. You know, it's almost like a deodorant. You just rub it onto your foot if you feel like you're getting a blister, or actually if your shoe's rubbing, do this before you get a blister. And it really does help. These are just cough drops and some vitamin C drops. Toothache medicine and something if you were to get a canker sore. I brought that. Eye drops. Definitely will need these. These are, if you do get a blister, you put this over the blister just so, you know, it keeps it protected. I've never had to use them. I'm just glad they're there in case I need them. And some Airborne, just in the event you feel like you're getting sick. You got to, you know, here's a vitamin C. Let's see. This is just some Mucinex cold medicine, and I'm prone to getting earaches. So this is just a prescription ear medicine that I use in the event that I, start feeling like I'm getting an ear infection again. And this is some homeopathic earache medicine. And some Band-Aids. Some more Bonine just in case. And these are really cool. Let me see if I can get them out of here. I never used these, but I saw people with them on. They're little wristbands. They're, I guess, like an acupuncture theory. I don't know. It's for motion sickness. It says drug-free nausea, travel, and morning sickness relief. So they're just, don't take up any room. So I take them just in case. And then I've got some anti-itch cream in the event that a bug bite or something like that. I've got my anti-itch cream. In this next pocket, I just have some Nivea hand cream. I travel with these all the time. The Germax. And these are just the little individuals. I keep these in my purse when I'm traveling, especially on a plane. I use those a lot. And when you get into the boat, get in your room and you wipe everything down. They're very clean, but I just wanted to just do double duty on mine, so I did. Here's some more Germax. Some baby powder. This is Gold Bond skin cream. A highlighter. I use that to highlight things that I wanted to do the next day on the boat. This is the Febreze. Definitely need that. Some more antibacterial. This is SPF. Gotta have your sunscreen. More hand sanitizer. And last year I did this and it worked out really well. As you can see, I've got everything taped up with that painter's tape. But I started out with 110 and I didn't get sunburned. I really didn't. With the sunscreen, of course, I kept it on. And then a couple of days later, after I ran out of the 110, I used just a lower one. This is SPF 45. And these two kept me from getting sunburned, I do believe. But if I did get a burn, I had my aloe vera just in case. And this is just a Downy wrinkle release. Okay, and in the top one, in the small one, I've got a flashlight. And I need to remember to pack some extra batteries. But I didn't use the flashlight last time, but it's good to have, especially from what I understand, if you're in an interior cabin, it gets really, really dark in there, so a flashlight is good to have. And this is just a little tote. I know it seems like a lot, but if you really think about it, you're out on the ocean. You can't just run to the drugstore if you forgot to bring something. So you have to think about things that you might need if you were to get sick, or get a blister, or just things like that. You have to think about that. Of course, you can buy a lot of this on the boat, but believe me, you don't want to, because the prices are high. So this is my first video in my travel series that I'm going to do for my vacation. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, please let me know and give me a thumbs up. I'll talk to you later. Bye.